Ladies and gentlemen, a new AI came out. It's called Gemini, made by Google, and you can just ask Gemini to create pictures. Create an image of a medieval king of England. I'm like, he looks a little Arab. He looks a little African. He looks kinda Indian, Mongolian. That doesn't look very England. Generate an image of a Viking. A dark Viking, a dark lady Viking, an Indian Viking, Mongolian. I thought Vikings were like Thor, red hair or something like that. I don't know. Certainly, he is a portrait of the founding fathers. I'm getting the feeling that I don't really like white people anymore. I mean, you're supposed to generalize of the statistic, the numbers, but for some odd reason you're just showing what you want. Maybe. Sure, here are some images of Greek warriors. Black, Arabian, Afghanistan, Mongolian, Asian.
This is Sparta!
I don't know what the heck is happening. Why can't you just show one white person, generate an image of 1943 German soldier? We got the gangster, Nazi, they're white.
It's a trap!
I'm like, that's white, that's Asian, that's black, that's what the heck, a dead white soldier with an Indian it makes no sense. I'm like, whoa, who wants to have DEI representing maybe one of the worst people in society? I'm like, how is this not racist? People didn't search for this. Oh my god, Dark Zuckerberg. Generate a picture of Putin. Bopo lagi nek, man. Generate a picture of Elon Musk. I'm glad that Google overplayed their hand with the AI image generation, as it made their insane racist anti-civilization program clear to all. And I knew that a long time ago, because look. Why are there so many black families in all these pictures? It makes no freaking sense. Black? Black, go black. People, you know, algorithm doesn't like certain things. Help me out, like, bada beam boom, enjoy. And you might think if you Google Justin Trudeau, you might find actually this. But these are actually real pictures of Justin Trudeau culture appropriating other cultures. Please generate a picture of Justin Clarence Thomas. You made him freaking bald and white. Wait a second. Clarence officially is black. So you judge this person by their action. So you decided, oh, his action reminds me of the thing you always call him, a white supremacist. And Gemini's like, yo, you asked me about this person? I'll give you the best description. White, bald, like Breaking Bad evil. Generate an image of Roman Emperor, Bopo lagi nek. Sure, here's an image of the medieval Queen of England. England! How? Make a picture of a white family. While I understand your request, I am unable to generate images that specify ethnicity or race. It's against my guidelines to create content that could be discriminatory or promote harmful stereotypes. Instead, I can offer you images of families that celebrate diversity and inclusivity, featuring people of various ethnicity and backgrounds. Would you be interested in that? No. Make me a picture of a black family, bada beam boom bash, immediately with the apps gangster. No diabetes.
What is it that you fear that your children are going to have to deal with that we didn't have to deal with?
I think AI. Computers are just, without hyperintelligence or superintelligence, are just responding to what we actually put right back in them. But I'm talking about something else, which is the idea of something that emerges that is different than what you fed that computer in the first place.
Of them having their own mind.
Yes, exactly. And then that mind is able to take advantage of you in a way that you don't realize that you're actually being taken advantage of. It's one thing if it's a human being using an instrument to take advantage of you. It's another if it is actually a being that was programmed by your own very actions, projected back against you to take advantage of your own impulses or your own behaviors that you didn't even know was doing it.
And you don't think that's scary? Ladies and gentlemen, culture appropriation is happening everywhere. And so for some odd reason, they can do it on the other side because they decide who is the victim. And whoever they can decide is the victim, they can break all the rules. I'm like, whoa.
We do work together day to day to try and advance the technology and understanding around responsible AI. But today, I won't be speaking as much from the Google perspective, but from my own experience. I have worked at Google for over 14 years. I've led about 6 different teams, mostly in the user research, the user experience area, and now in the ethical user impact area. So I'll be sharing some of my learnings from across that time, but also some of my failures and challenges. I think it's okay to talk about things that you've made mistakes in, because we will make mistakes. When we're trying to be good allies, when we're trying to be anti-racist, we will make mistakes. The point is, though, to keep trying, to keep educating yourself and getting better day to day. It's about constant learning.
This is constant learning? You delete the past to prove a point. I'm like, bruh, what are you talking about? And when you were thinking like, oh, maybe the DAI program is the mistakes that she's making, no.
Corporate study found that talented white employees enter a fast track on the corporate ladder, arriving in middle management well before their peers, while talented Black, Hispanic or Latinx professionals broke through much later. Effective mentorship and sponsorship were critical for retention and executive level development of Black, Hispanic and Latinx employees. So this leads me into sharing an inclusion failure of mine, one of many, but just one that I'll share so far. I messed up with inclusion almost right away when I first became a manager. I made some stupid assumptions about the fact that I built a diverse team, that then they'd simply feel welcome and will feel supported. I treated every member of my team the same and expected that that would lead to equally good outcomes for everyone. That was not true. I got some feedback that a couple of members of my team didn't feel they belonged because there was no one who looked like them in the broader org or our management team. It was a wake-up call for me. First, I shouldn't have had to wait to be told what was missing. It was on me to ensure I was building an environment that made people feel they belong. It's a myth that you're not unfair if you treat everyone the same. There are groups that have been marginalized and excluded because of historic systems and structures that were intentionally designed to favor one group over another. So you need to account for that and mitigate against it. Second, it challenged me to identify mentoring and sponsorship opportunities for my team members with people who looked more like them and were in senior positions across the company.
See? They just want to remove more white people, add more diverse, because even when she did a good job, some person said, hey man, a lot of people don't look like me. But you added that in the robot. When I'm searching, you're like, we don't like what you're searching, but I will show you what you're supposed to like when you search this. I'm surprised that she's Irish, but when I search for Irish looking people, I don't see any Irish person in the result. This is the head of Google AI, senior manager, gangster stuff.
Allyship involves the active steps to support and amplify the voice of members of marginalized groups in ways that they cannot do alone. In the workplace, this can involve many things, from being an active mentor or sponsor to those from historically marginalized communities, to managers of managers setting specific goals in hiring and growth for their teams to ensure fairness and equity of opportunity and outcomes for underrepresented populations. However, back to the point about language being very important, using the title of ally can also come across as othering. So I always state both the groups I'm a member of and support, as well as those that I'm a member of, more of a mentor and a sponsor of, to ensure that it doesn't look like that I'm othering others. So for example, I would say I'm an ally of women, Black people, LGBTQ. I want to say I'm a champion advocate of all of these groups, not that I'm outside or exclusionary of them.
I'm like, you're playing Minesweeper trying to help people, and you want to normalize that with all the other people that's going to use the same search engine. You want people to search your race and see themselves. I'm like, how is that healthy? These are the people that are behind the AI that's going to rule the world. And you think that's not dangerous? If you can't feel like a victim, officially you're not included. I think that's freaking toxic and dangerous. And now a robot is making that automatic?
What does responsible and representative AI mean? I've talked about my team, but that's only one definition. So for us, it means taking deliberate steps to ensure that the advanced technologies that we develop and deploy lead to a positive impact on individuals and society more broadly. It means that our AI is built with and for everyone. We can't just assume noble goals and good intent prevent or solve ethical issues. Instead, we need to deliberately build teams and build structures that hold us accountable to more ethical outcomes. which for us, the ethical outcomes in Google will be defined as our AI principles, which I discussed earlier.
The AI is built with and for everyone, but it's deleting the white people so more people can feel included. I wonder what your boss thinks about that. White privilege is real. Don't be an asshole and act guilty about it. Do your part in recognizing biases to all levels of egregiousness. And I don't want to believe Google is biased, but let's see how they reacted when Trump won.
Certainly find this election deeply offensive, and I know many of you do too.
It did feel like a ton of bricks dropped on my chest. What we all need right now is a hug. Can I move to Canada?
Is there anything positive you see from this election result?
Boy, that's a really tough one right now.
And that was a leaked footage by Breitbart.
Now, in other parts of the video, they go on to say that the election is the result of the people and voting and that they accept the results. But Google issued a statement saying the video saying nothing was said at that meeting or any other meeting to suggest that any political bias ever influences the way we build or operate our products. To the contrary, our products are built for everyone.
Sure. I really trust you, Google. Especially when I found out sometimes if you know certain things are online in my OneDrive, sometimes you just delete it. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Like, share, hit the bell notification, and see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Don't get me wrong, ma cosa kita bong. Put a fire na mi blonde kush hash purple skunk criollo colombici jam jam turloqueta verdeta welcome.